Digicel TV, home of Rugby League. Dial star 515# to subscribe.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Irojak with the Midday News. Prime Minister James Marape expressed gratitude to Pastor Ted Wilson, President of the General Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, during a farewell event on Saturday, May the 11th, 2024. Pastor Wilson's second-week visit culminated in the baptism of over 200,000 individuals across Papua New Guinea, a milestone in the country's religious and community life. Addressing a gathering of thousands in Minj, Jiwaka, Marape thanked the people of PNG, especially those in Jiwaka, for their exceptional hospitality. He highlighted the impact of the PNG for Christ evangelistic reaping campaign led by Pastor Wilson from April the 26th to May the 12th, 2024. New Zealand's Deputy Prime Minister Winston Peters arrived in Port Moresby 7 p.m. yesterday. Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Kachenko welcomed Mr. Peters and his delegation at the APAC terminal. He met with the media briefly to share he had traveled to PNG from the Solomon Islands. Bilateral meetings began this morning at Hilton Hotel. During yesterday's press conference, Deputy PM Peters shared that it is a great chance to have bilateral talks with the PNG government. He announced that New Zealand are here to listen and define where it can collaborate with PNG.
On the things that they would wish us to work on. We're not here to talk in the sense that people might think. We've come here to reacquaint and to listen and hear what nations have got to say. It is our strategy to treat people everywhere, whether they're big or small countries, as the very same and as equals. That's what we're here to do.
Mothers who are inmates at Medang's Bayonne Correctional Services celebrated Mother's Day thanks to Town Mayor Peter Masia, who mobilized resources to ensure these incarcerated women were also remembered. Mayor Masia, who could not attend the gathering in person, conveyed his gratitude to those who helped bring Mother's Day to the prison facility. He also emphasized the need for government to have in place more rehabilitation initiatives and life skills training programs to better prepare inmates for life after prison. Minister for Defense and Minister responsible for the National Disaster Center, Dr. Billy Joseph, has issued directives to all provincial administrators of the disaster-affected provinces to apply high-level professionalism whilst distributing humanitarian relief supplies that are being transported to each provinces. He said provincial administrators who are chairpersons of the provincial disaster committees and entrusted with the responsibility to oversee the distribution process must transparently distribute the relief supplies.
Minister responsible for disaster, Dr. Billy Joseph, has called on provincial administrators of disaster-affected provinces to distribute relief supplies in an orderly, professional, and efficient manner, adhering strictly to the approved distribution plans. He says the distribution of the relief supplies will be carried out by the provincial disaster centers according to established distribution plans under the supervision of the respective provincial disaster committees. Dr. Billy is urging the respective provincial administrators to ensure that the humanitarian relief supplies donated by Japan and China are delivered effectively and efficiently to the affected communities. The National Disaster Center has encountered logistical challenges in dispatching relief supplies to the provinces affected by natural disasters. However, with the indispensable support of the C-130 aircraft, they overcame these challenges. The C-130 aircraft started its trip over the weekend. This exercise continues today. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
PNG's credit rating by Moody's rating agency is currently a B2. This was upgraded from a B2 negative to a B2 stable rating in 2022. Minister assisting the Prime Minister on Treasury Matters Ian Ling-Starkey in a statement said the country's fiscal strength score has moved recently from a B3 to a much stronger B1. He said it is in PNG's interest to lift these ratings higher. In the short term, this helps with the operations of the banks and superannuation funds in their international transactions. In the medium term, it strengthens our ability to attract foreign direct investment and for companies to raise funds for more investment and job creation. Credit ratings agencies provide an independent view of the economic health of nations and businesses and conduct rigorous assessments based on clear criteria and give countries and businesses a credit rating. Lifting PNG's credit rating is one of the Treasury Ministry's 10 key performance indicators targeted for the first time. In regional news, South Australia may become the first jurisdiction in Australia and one of the first in the world to ban children under 14 from social media, with the state government launching an examination of how it could be done. It's a move that Premier Peter Malinauskas hopes will support youth mental health, but not all experts agree a blanket ban is the best approach.
If the South Australian Premier gets his way, social media could be regulated, much like cigarettes and alcohol.
We have always sought to regulate, limit access to products or services that do young people harm. It is now time for us to think about mobile phones and excessive social media use in the same context.
Peter Malinauskas is suggesting the state could ban kids under 14 from social media. But it won't happen right away. First, former High Court Chief Justice Robert French will conduct a legal review into whether the state could do it. It's a move which is backed by some child safety advocates who say a law change could make it easier for parents.
For parents to be able to say to children across the board, I'm sorry, we can't do this, it's not legal, it takes that pressure off parents.
Many social media outlets have an age limit, which should mean that children under 13 can't sign up. But Mr Malinauskas says these rules don't go far enough to protect young people.
There are rules from the social media companies, but they don't police them. We know that. So that's why we need to make laws and rules that we can police.
If the South Australian government goes ahead with a ban after their investigation, the laws would be the first of its kind in Australia. Comparable laws are already being introduced overseas in places like Florida in the United States. But some experts don't support a blanket ban.
We need to acknowledge that young people do have a right to be online and to participate online and to derive many of the benefits that they get from being online.
While children under 14 would be banned, the proposed laws would also mean 14 and 15-year-olds would need parental consent to use social media.
Many families have welcomed a Queensland hospital introducing new live streaming cameras in every ICU baby cot.
Baby Arlo has had a rough start to life. He was just 4 days old when he underwent surgery for a rare congenital defect.
There was a hole in the diaphragm itself and all the organs from down in the stomach, and that had actually come up into the chest cavity. There you go, a little dribbler.
The family has spent the past month at the Townsville University Hospital, 600 kilometres from their home in central Queensland. But new cameras mean Arlo's loved ones can watch his cot around the clock.
Photos are one thing, but just to be able to live stream whenever you want and see him in the flesh kind of thing is something different.
It's been a special source of connection for Dad Adam Wilson while he works away in the mines.
I have to admit I've rang the NICU a few times and asked them to move the camera so I could see him better overnight.
The cameras were recently installed in all 50 cots in the hospital's neonatal unit.
We are the first public hospital to have this technology as part of our model of care in Queensland.
It's been overwhelmingly successful at reducing parental stress and anxiety.
One mum said that they log in and they read a bedtime story with their other children while watching baby on the cameras.
This neonatal unit treats between 800 and 900 babies each year. About 40% are from outside Townsville, from central Queensland to the Gulf and west to the Northern Territory border. These new cameras are helping bridge that distance. The team hopes to see the initiative expanded.
We've got families that are here for months at a time, so the ability to remain connected with family and siblings back at home who have to remain at work and school, it's life-changing for them.
And in sports, Pacific Sports Show caught up with members of the Fijian deaf rugby team.
When Rugby Australia asked me to come over and help with the Fiji Deaf team, it was a no-brainer. Such beautiful people, passion for rugby. The deaf community here, just amazing people. They're inspirational to me. It's just great to be back.
I've got huge respect for them. You know, it's hard enough trying to listen and you know, play a normal game of rugby.
Yeah, mate, obviously the conditions are tough. We've got the mud, we've got the runway just over the back there. This is Fiji, how good.
Good. It was great to see the guys turn up. I think a lot of the grounds this weekend have been closed, and to see them turn up, you know, is great.
Does he like using his footwork, stepping around players, or does he prefer bumping people off?
He's like goosey.
You like goosey?
Goosey stuff.
Can you give me a demonstration of your goose step?
Their attitude's perfect, they're watching, they're here to learn. They're going to take drills home, practice at home.
What about how they say to the opposition, run it straight at me?
Yeah.
Just point it. Just point it. That's it. I didn't do that anyway. I told him I can't tackle.
Draw the man, pass, follow through with your hands.
When Lottie and the money turned up today, they were all a bit nervous. And they didn't come here and just stand around and take photos. They come and they're sliding around in the mud, and they were so positive. The players loved it. They'll be talking about that with all their families as well.
Did you enjoy playing in the same team and training with those guys?
It's first time to meet them face-to-face. So they always see them the screen. It's an honor because he's very humble to come and train with us. It's an honor.
So just those boys being here, that's huge. They chose it because they care about rugby in Fiji. They know how hard it is for the deaf community to have the courage to come and join a rugby club. These guys have earplugs as well. Okay? So they can't hear either.
Dave was just trying to get us used to, or having a realisation of what it's like for them getting out on the field, and having to communicate a hell of a lot more, using our hands, using our eye contact, and that appreciation of what these guys go through.
For me, it was like weird to not be able to hear anything, and but you know, it was good. You just, the way with us Fijians, we do hand signals, you know, as it is. So it's like, sweet, yep, stay out wide, and you know, all you have to do is give it to the guys, and as you can see now, they're kicking, and look, it's just, yeah, it was a great time.
And that ends the midday news. Join us at 6 for the main bulletin. Bye now.